Hey YouTube, welcome to another live broadcast. It is Thursday evening. We just froze up on Facebook, so we're going to see if we can get that back while I go ahead and have you guys jump on with me here. Welcome if you are new. My name is Diane, and tonight we are going to be kind of wrapping up our week with the emotional aspects of intermittent fasting, and I have a book suggestion for you guys that I will present to you toward the end after we kind of summarize what we went through this week. And we're also going to, I'm going to turn that down just a little bit, just kind of touch on a little bit more of the course that we offer. What's that, Michael?
How do you get it to?
Hold on. So let me help my husband just a second. So while we're waiting for this to get up, if you guys wouldn't mind just chiming in with a hello, let me know you're here. Just let me know if you've been in a course, what month you've been in. If you have a success story that you would like to share with us while you're here, that would be great as well. Or any questions, I always go through at the end. And welcome everyone to the broadcast, as well as share your comment and answer any questions that you have. So very quickly, if you are new, please take a second to hit that subscribe button so that you will be notified when we go live here on this forum. And just so you know who I am, again, my name is Diane, and for the past 25 years or so, I have been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best, and most importantly, live their most authentic life. And we are doing that here in this community of amazing women through intermittent fasting and just kind of experimenting a little bit with what we're doing with our nutrition and our fitness and our overall lifestyle that we are creating for ourselves, so that we can, in fact, live our most authentic life. So I'm going to check in, if you guys don't mind, for a second and see if Michael got the Facebook broadcast up and running. So if he did, we can go live there as well. You want to pop that down for me right there, and then I'll go ahead and get started. So we'll see, hopefully, we'll cross our fingers that it went live over there. Let's see, it's trying to connect. Nope. Okay, it's not going to go live, so we'll just stay here on YouTube. I think we have to do that one first, huh? Okay, so we'll just stay here on YouTube, so all my friends over on Facebook know to kind of join us over here if it doesn't go live, so hopefully they'll just chime in as well. So like I said, tonight we're going to kind of wrap up the week, and I'm going to recap what it was that we went over on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as far as the emotional aspects and fasting. And then we'll just kind of close it up with a book suggestion that I have for you guys. So Monday, we did talk about intermittent fasting and the emotional journey that a lot of women go on when they start something like fasting. And oftentimes that journey happens because if you are the type of person who has maybe in the past used food as a way to deal with emotional situations, and then you put yourself into a position where you're purposely having long periods of time without having food available, then what often happens is your emotions that you're used to kind of stuffing away with food start to surface. And for some of us, if we're not expecting it, can be kind of a shock to our system because we're not really sure what we're supposed to do with something, that we felt like we had kind of successfully stuffed away. And so oftentimes those feelings start to surface. The big thing about being prepared for that to happen is you don't end up jumping off of a journey that could actually be really beneficial to you, not only health-wise, but oftentimes emotionally as well, because then we're kind of forced to have to deal with some of these emotions that we might have stuffed away with unconsciously satisfying stressful times, or maybe a little bit of heartache or a little bit of pain with what food can often do for us when it acts like a soothing type of drug. And so we talked about that on Monday, and again, that was called the emotional journey that we go on as we're starting to fast. And then we talked about Nutrition 101 on Tuesday, and why it is that I specifically avoid providing meal plans and recipes in any of the groups that I coach women on. And I do that very specifically because I feel like there's so many different variations of ways to eat these days. There's so many intolerances, there's so many allergies that it doesn't serve anyone else in the long term for me to give you a cookie cutter plan of food, or to have you or expect you to mimic what it is that I do in my nutritional life, when my nutritional life is very specific to the needs that I have as a 51-year-old woman who has some dairy intolerances and some gluten intolerances and does everything that I can to avoid soy. And so if you didn't have those same intolerances, or you don't have those same reasons for making the food choices that I do, then it's not fair for me to dictate to you how you should eat, because you should be living your life authentically around food. What I would rather do is teach you about what some of the major or more well-known kind of intolerances are with food these days and food manufacturing. And my biggest goal and biggest mission, I guess, or passion would probably be the better way to describe it, is to teach women how to figure it out for themselves and to really empower you and give you the tools to listen, or learn how to listen to the signs and the signals that your body is sending you when you do something nutritionally that either your body responds well to or might respond negatively to. And so I would rather give you the tools to learn how to figure out Nutrition 101 for yourself. And that goes against a lot of what the typical diet plans are today, or even what a lot of coaches are doing, because it's so much easier to just kind of Xerox a copy of, here's, go eat this, and then send you on your way, where I would rather have you do the work and answer questions and guide you along the journey and give you some tips and tricks and little tweaks along the way so that you can, for once and hopefully the last time, figure out food and nutrition for yourself, and then allow you the opportunity to live your most authentic life. So that was Tuesday. We talked about Nutrition 101. And then yesterday we talked about fasting and understanding emotional hunger. So we talked about some of the hunger signals that we feel, and they're not always a physical need for nutrition or food, but they could actually just be signals or triggers that our body is sending us that really have nothing to do with the need for food at all. We talked about thirst. We talked about mouth hunger. We talked about fatigue. We talked about mental hunger, and the sign of maybe just boredom. We talked about time and the hormone expectancy hunger, where at certain times of the day your body's expecting to eat because of a routine that you're on, and will send you a hunger signal even though you may not need to eat at that time for actual survival reasons. It's a time of the day. And so if we can learn to listen to those signs and signals that our body is sending us and really start to self-evaluate what it is we need at that time, and can develop a system of fasting and feasting that will actually put our body in a state where we can benefit from hunger, then we can create what I call magic. And that is allowing your body to be hungry or to go without food for a long enough period of time where you are in control of that situation, understand what happens to your body chemically as far as healing itself, so that you can be comfortable in this state of hunger and not panic or feel preoccupied about it. And so that's where the saying, hungry is where the magic happens, comes from. Because when you can be comfortable and confident in a state of hungry for a very specific reason, that you're doing it for health reasons, because we know that in most places today, in the United States and in a lot of places, if you can get on the internet and you have a smartphone, you're probably not in a situation where you're starving or have a lack of nutrients. So food is probably plentiful for you. There's no need for any of us to ever feel like we are going to starve to death. You may feel a little discomfort. Once you understand what that discomfort is, you understand how to control your hunger hormones, then you can really be comfortable and confident in the state of hungry, and that is exactly where magic happens. So when we get to the place where magic is happening with hunger, we also experience what we call the energized sense of calm. And the energized sense of calm is when you're really getting your body into that fat adaptive state where hopefully you're tapping into some fat to burn for energy. You'll notice some of the signs and signals of ketones being burned, which is when you're truly fat adaptive. And then that's when we really start to heal and see some great changes with not only our health, but we can feel some great changes with our hormones, as well as some actual changes with some weight loss, which a lot of us women in our perimenopausal, menopausal, and postmenopausal stages of life can be very frustrated with. So we had a super busy week. I've gotten a lot of great feedback from you guys. It seems to be that the emotional aspects of nutrition and fasting and feasting and where we are with our health as women who are aging today and where we are with our hormones, that emotional aspects of all of this is something that we are kind of in need of addressing. So I'm super excited that we got the opportunity to cover that this week and that I've gotten some great feedback from you guys and some really good private messages with some stories that you've shared with me. So thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing part of you with me as well this week. So what do you do now? I always recommend that if you find that the emotional side of what you're struggling with your nutrition or your fitness, or maybe a phase or season of life that you're in keeps like stopping you in your track, that it's a really good time in life to sort of stop and evaluate what it is that you have going on. And I listened, and I think I talked about this maybe on Tuesday night. I listened to a podcast this week where they talked about stuff that's happened in your past that might be keeping you from your present or your future, and how it is that we let go of some of those things that emotionally might be tripping us up or holding us hostage in a place we really don't want to be. And for a lot of women especially, we have been victim of situations that we didn't necessarily ask to be a part of, but some things have happened, and we really deserve an opportunity in our life to no longer be victimized by things of our past and to really be free of some of those things so that we can move on and have control of our emotions in our life and be present where we are today with the happiness that we've created for ourselves and be able to leave some things in the past. And so I think what the person in the podcast said was just pull the nail out, like just pull out whatever it is that's ailing you and just make a decision to move on and let some things go. And even if you've done some things that you're not exactly proud of or happy about yourself with, even if it was just, making a decision that you're not happy about with nutrition, just let it go and let yesterday be yesterday and decide today that you're going to just make better choices and live your life differently. You don't have to rehash a bunch of stuff from the past. You don't have to make some major apologies to anybody. Just make a decision that from this point forward, you're going to create a different life for yourself and you're going to live that life out so that you can be happy in something that is so, like I described, simple but not easy. Something that is so simple in concept but not easy in reality, like food, is that thing that's going to hold you back from being your happiest and living your fullest life and living most authentically. And what I love about the opportunity of intermittent fasting and learning how to feast well is that it does provide an amazing opportunity for us to fast from so many things in our life that we don't expect. When you get into that energized sense of calm, you really are empowered and you should be feeling very confident. And you should soak up that time and really use it to your behalf so that you can not only do some things healing-wise with your body, but you can do some healing things with your brain and your heart and whatever else you have going on that is holding you back. So use the opportunity of intermittent fasting as an opportunity to do an overhaul of some things in your life that are holding you back. Find some girlfriends that you can confide in or maybe gather up with as far as accountability partners go. Maybe do some journaling about some things so that you can clear them out of your head or get them off your chest. Or if you're a person like I am, I often just make a decision and then I run with it and I don't look back. And there's been many times in my own life that I've had to just do that and just make a decision that enough was enough. I was going to let something go and I was going to move forward and never look back on that situation again because it was something that was holding me back. So fasting can be beneficial to us in so many ways, and it doesn't always have to do with weight loss. It can truly be a deep healing situation that you can take full advantage of if you're willing to deal with some of those things that sort of surface when we start to heal our body. So I'm a huge fan of reading books and listening to podcasts and doing some kind of healing on bigger aspects of my life than just the obvious health things and body image things. And one of the books that we've read in the past, this is the church that we actually used to go to when we lived in California. It's Saddleback Church. And this book is by Rick Warren, who's the pastor at Saddleback Church, and it's The Purpose-Driven Life, another amazing book to have on your bookshelf and hopefully read. It has an accompanying workbook as well. I was just confirming with my husband, but I think this book is second to the most sold books next to the Bible. So the Bible is the most sold book, and I believe this one is right there underneath it, and I think it also is the most translated book underneath the Bible as well. So super popular book all over the world. It has changed many lives. It's a book that will kind of set some things up for you as far as what you want to do purposefully in your own life. So if you're looking for a good book, this is one I would highly recommend. And you know, when you're doing things to improve yourself health and fitness wise, it really is an opportunity to really create healthiness in all aspects of our lives. Relationship-wise, financially, nutritionally, maybe just decluttering your home or just taking the opportunity to just be healthy in every aspect. I say this here a lot, that it doesn't matter if you have a banging body and you're eating nutrient-dense foods, if emotionally you're a hot mess or you're just one of those mean girls. We really want to make sure that our outsides and our insides are equally healthy at the same time, so that we really can live that authentic life and be purposeful in the things that we do and be a good role model and contributor to our society and our family as well. As women, we're super powerful, and we want to make sure that we're using that power for good, and we are setting the example for others to follow. So I always want to make sure that I get that across as well, that it's not just about losing weight, it's about losing some other things too that don't necessarily get measured on the scale. So I'm going to go through and say hello to everyone. Zoe Blue, haven't seen you for a while. How are you? Linda, good evening. Brown Eyes 1547. Deb, hello from Ohio. Good to see you. Katrina, hello. Janet, good evening. July group and alumni course. Janet, hopefully we're going to feature your new results soon, if you don't mind. So I'm sure Kara's reaching out to you about that. Janet has some really great life transformation that she just shared with us in one of our groups. Let's see, Diane from Texas, Pflugerville. You should take our course, Diane. Our last one for 2017 starts on November 4th. So if you want to take one this year, make sure you get into the November 4th one. Lena from Arkansas, October course, first week. Congratulations, Lena. Hopefully things are going well for you. Brown Eyes is a July grad. Ida, hello. Catherine, can't wait to start the November group. Catherine, I can't wait for you to start it either. Yvonne, Facebook not working for me. Good to have options. Yeah, I know. We tried 2 times, Yvonne, to get on Facebook. We think we have it down. We think that we have to start Facebook first and then start YouTube. And I started YouTube before Facebook. That's why it worked last night and it didn't work tonight. So I'm sorry. I'll try to make sure that I slow down and remember to start Facebook first. Christine, hello from Australia. July, an alumni course, loving IF lifestyle. Working wonderful for me. Getting so much out of these weekly chats. Really enjoy your coaching, Diane. Thanks so much. Okay, Christine, you're so welcome. I love having my Australia girls around. I swear I'm going to go visit you guys one day soon. Zoe Blue, I really get a lot of these chats. Diane is very educated in lots of topics on women's health. Oh, thanks so much for saying that. Zulima from Houston. Hello. Oh, Z. That's right. I talked to you just recently, and your friends call you Z, so we're going to call you Z. I registered today for the November group. So excited. Can't wait. Can't wait to have you either, Zoo. Or Z, not Zoo, Z. Renee, hello. Just had my first 20-hour fast. Had a touch of a headache, but otherwise felt awesome. Yeah, though anytime you shift your fasting window out and extend it, you do get a little bit of a headache, but you'll adjust pretty quickly. So congrats on pushing it out. Z, by the way, I had my first 20-hour fast and with plenty of energy to spare. Awesome. Good to hear it. Deborah, can't wait to fast in your Can you fast if you're hypoglycemic? Yes. What I always say with those kind of situations where you're hypoglycemic is whatever you're doing now isn't working for you very well, so you might as well try something new. Not a problem at all. You just got to kind of watch how you're feeling and ease into it slowly. Joy, been following you since May 1st and still going strong. Thanks for helping me find a new lifestyle. Oh, you're welcome. Joy. Terry, hello from Maryland. Renee, forgot to mention I'm in Minnesota and haven't signed up for the group. Been IF on my own for 6 months. Renee, we'd love to have you. Ida, I do 16-8. I break my fast at 2, but work out at 5. Will I get some time of results, or should I change my fasting and feasting time? No, I say play with it and see what you got. Yvonne, what are some of your favorite podcast shows? I'll share that with you guys in the alumni course. Like off the top, I've listened to so many, I don't know. So I'll give you guys a list of some of the ones that I like. Love the Purpose-Driven Life. Highly recommend it for anyone from Canada. May course alumni. Awesome. Marlise. Yeah, Purpose-Driven Life is a great book. Gina from SoCal. Welcome. Amelia. Hello. Bernadette from Florida. Zoe Blue, will you please do a video on your educated view on statins? Yeah, I'll do that. I don't have any experience with them, so it's sort of that thing that I don't always like to talk about stuff I don't have a personal experience with, but I'll do some research for you and then kind of give you my opinion. Janet, I would love to share. So happy with my results and new lifestyle. It's amazing. Yep, we're so excited for you. Gina starting to do 1 long fast per week and loving it. Awesome. Terry, what is an ideal meal to break a fast? You usually want to ease into breaking a fast, so something light. I always recommend something with, fat and maybe a little bit of protein. You want to stay away from anything with carbohydrates or sugar. It can make you feel sick. And if you do anything too heavy, I just read this description the other day when they were talking about, my daughter wants to know, and I'm going to make a video on a pumpkin shake. So we're going to do that hopefully this weekend. Gabby, I'll do that this weekend. We're going to do a pumpkin spice fat shake for you guys. So you'll have another shake option for the holidays and stay away from those pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks. Jill, things are going well here in Washington. Love IF, Wheel Life. Awesome. Okay, cool. What was I talking about? I was talking about, what was I talking about? Someone remind me before my daughter distracted me. I was talking about something. What was it? I forget what it was. Maybe was it statins? I don't know. It's been a day. I forget what I was talking about. Anyways, I was going to talk about something else too. It's been a day. How to break a fast. Oh, okay. How to break a fast. Okay, thanks. Okay. So yeah, so you want to, I was listening to something that said if you break a fast with something too heavy or with something with too many carbohydrates in it, that you get what's called the mudslides. So you have to be careful about how you're easing back into food. It's called the refeeding syndrome. So I always say, if you could break your fast with, like a couple of olives and then just have like a couple of like raw nuts or something to snack on, that's great. And then you kind of ease into some food after that. I've been breaking my fast the same way forever, so my body's just kind of used to it, and I'm fine. So yeah, you want to ease into breaking the fast. So a light meal. You don't want to gorge yourself. Oftentimes, if you're not really experienced with breaking your fast, or you've gone a long time and you're like ravenous about food, you can kind of have some digestive problems. So you don't want to run into that. So break a fast slowly. Olives work great. Maybe a few raw nuts, and then kind of ease yourself into a full meal, and that will help with your digestive system a lot. Okay, so for those of you who've been hanging out with us and you haven't joined our course, you've got to join by November 4th, because that's the last one that we're going to do for this year. I don't know what we're going to do for January yet. I've had a lot of suggestions for different types of courses, so more specific to kind of like women's issues and stuff. So we're going to kind of evaluate some of those things too, but we'll keep you posted. And my IF girls who are in with me now, don't worry about it. You'll be, we're together. So we're always going to be doing our IF thing, so don't have to worry about that. You can't wait for the pumpkin fat shake. I'm definitely letting too many carbs in my feasting window and noticing what a big mistake that is. I want to get rid of that last 5-ish pounds. Yeah, the last 5 pounds are tough. Those are those things that I always suggest you have to emotionally evaluate the last 5 pounds too. I would love to lose another 5 pounds as well, but I'm not ready to give up certain things in my life that I'm really enjoying right now, especially with my kids and like going out to dinner and stuff. So I'm going to stick with the extra 5 pounds for a while, because what happens for me anyways, if I diet down, which is that last 5 pounds, I would have to diet down and really pay attention to everything that I was eating. Then as soon as I revert back to what I enjoy, the 5 pounds comes back. So emotionally, it's a struggle for me. And so I'm fine where I'm at. 5 pounds for me personally, I know it's different for other people, would just be sort of an ego boost for me. And there's too many nice things that I'm enjoying with my family right now that I don't want to have to give up for 5 pounds. So make sure when you're battling that last 5 pounds, emotionally you're like in a good place about why it is that you want to lose them, and that you can sustain that once they're gone. If it's like just an extra, like literally like an extra 5 pounds of fluff you want to lose, then yeah, you just got to dial down a couple things. I shared with you guys before, like when I was kind of frustrated about an extra 10 pounds I had going on, my husband gently and politely and lovingly said, if you would just, you're like 2 pounds, what did he say? You're 2 bags of chips away from losing that last 10 pounds. And he was right. As soon as I gave up the chips, the 10 pounds came off. M. Hines, yes, I learned that early. Digestive problems, better now though. Started August 12th and down 16 pounds, loving it. Awesome. And then my girlfriend Jean, who I do cycle bar classes with, she actually joined my course and then ran into me at the cycle bar place that we go to here in Texas. And so we take classes together now, which is cool. She just had an amazing transformation after going through both of our courses. She went through the first course and the alumni course and has completely changed her life through some health things that she had going on. So I'm super excited to share her story. So keep an eye out for her. If you're on our email list, she will be featured as a star student of the week, I am sure. And she just did some phenomenal things with her fasting. So that's awesome. Joy, yes, I am working on giving up my chips. It's been my downfall. Yeah, me too. I'm not going to give them up completely. I'm just trying to monitor them because I'm enjoying them too. We love going out on the weekends. You guys, if you're in my alumni course, I talk a lot about how I have a very boring food life. I'm very repetitive about what I eat because we use the weekends as an opportunity to go out and have someone else cook fancy for us. I don't want to cook fancy every night. It's too much stress and too much of a burden, and I'm busy. So tonight I had steamed broccoli for dinner. Last night I had roasted eggplant, which the alumni group, you're going to get that recipe, so keep an eye out for that. And I eat like that all the time. And when I go out to eat, that's when I do fancy. Yvonne, I want exercise with some of my IF ladies, like exercise in the same place, or just like do an exercise group together, because I would love to go on a hike with you. You're like the hiking queen, Yvonne, aren't you? And the walking queen, and you do some major hills and stuff. That would be so fun. Zoe Blue, what kind of chips? Okay, so I don't eat corn anymore. I've completely given that up. So I eat Siete, S-I-E-T-E chips. You can find them at like a Sprouts, or not a Sprouts, but you can find them at like an H-E-B or Central Market or one of those kind of stores, like a health food kind of store, probably like a Whole Foods, or you can also find them on thrive.com, and I believe you can get them from their site as well. So they're a Houston-based company, they're a family, and they're grain-free chips, and they are so good. And so those are the chips that I'm eating now, and I absolutely love them, and I'm feeling amazing. Yes, the same place. Yes, I love hiking and walking. So maybe we'll come see you up in Northern California, and you could spin via Skype, right? So I'm kind of like edging my husband to getting me a Peloton bike. So maybe we can all get Peloton bikes, and then we can videotape, and maybe we can do some network thing or something, and we can all ride together. That would be super fun. We'd all have to be in a fasted state, of course, when we worked out, but we would figure that out. So I don't know. We keep talking about doing a retreat. Maybe we'll do a retreat soon. Maybe next year sometime or something. We can all meet at some cool resort where we can exercise and not eat until Peloton. Yes. Do you have one, Yvonne? I want one really bad. Hopefully soon we'll get one. But Maybe we'll find a little yoga resort that we can go to and we can all not eat all day and then like get massages and do yoga and stuff like that. That would be super fun. And drink our mineral water. And we'll drink mineral water and eat olives and avocados and hang out and read books. That would be a super fun retreat. Okay, well, I gotta go. It's Thursday night. My battery on my phone is about to die, so I don't want to just die on you. No, I don't. I have a cheaper spin bike. Oh, okay, cool. Good night, ladies. Diane, keep up the good work. Okay, cool. So I'll see you guys on Monday night. Alumni group, I'll see you this weekend. I'll be answering questions and comments in our group. And anyone else who's in the course, current students, I will be live in your group at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, on Saturday. So I'll see you guys there. Any questions, always feel free to message me or email me. I'll get them answered for you. And then if you're in the course, make sure you're commenting on the daily material, and I'm going in and answering all those comments as well. And if you have been hanging out and you haven't joined yet, please make sure that you get into that November 4th course so that you can see what it is that we do inside the course, and you can see some of the things that we're doing, that we're changing some lives for the better in so many ways. So have a good night, you guys. Thanks for joining me this week, and I'll see you on Monday.